Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and good evening. I'm sorry, I have throat pain and cough, so my voice is almost lost, and I apologize for my health condition. So we have session 3 now with the 3 presenters. They are all from South Korea. As I was given for presentation time for each presenter, each presenter has around 15 and 20 minutes, including question and answer. So if you have any question, please leave your question on chatting box, which is bottom on your screen. You can see chatting mark. So please leave your question after each presenter complete their talk. Okay, as you know, we have 3 presenters. The first presenter is Seo Jae-wook, and second presenter Park Byung-yeol, and the last one Shin Eun-hye. The first presenter is now working in Korean National University of Education. Second presenter, Dankook University, and the last one, Ewha Women's University. Okay, so I believe these 3 presenters are ready to give their talk. So the first presenter is Mr. Sir. Are you ready for presenting your paper? Okay, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jae Seo from the Convergence Education Research Institute at Korea National University of Education. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to present today. The topic of my presentation is the importance of humanities in Korea education. I hope you will listen to my presentation. The purpose of this study is to advocate for the integral role of humanities within Korea education, countering the perception that these subjects hold less relevance in a technology-driven world. By delving into current educational practices and the evolving demands of employers, this study aims to demonstrate how humanities education can complement and enrich technical and professional training. In the 21st century, humanities are particularly relevant due to widespread impact of technological advancement and the necessity for cultural sensitivity and ethical awareness. The ability to think critically and communicate effectively, skills honed through humanities education are crucial in navigating the complexities of modern life and work. Studies have shown that humanities education enhances empathy, critical thinking, and adaptability, skills that are essential across careers. Moreover, the integration of humanity in the fields traditionally dominated by technical skills, such as medicine and business, has gained traction. For example, medical humanities have been increasingly incorporated into medical curricula to cultivate empathy, ethical reasoning, and a holistic understanding of patient care. The integration helps future professionals navigate ethical dilemmas and understand cultural nuances, thus preparing them for conscientious decision-making in their careers. The traditional perception of humanity in education has long been centered around their role in exploring human culture, history, and expression. Fields such as literature, philosophy, history, and the arts have been celebrated for their ability to foster critical thinking, moral reasoning, and cultural appreciation. However, these disciplines have historically faced considerable critique, particularly concerning their practical applicability in the modern job market. One of the primary critiques is that humanity education does not directly prepare students for specific careers, unlike vocational or STEM education. Critics argue that skills developed through humanities studies, such as analytical thinking, communication, are too abstract and not immediately transferable to the technical demands of many professions. This perception has frequently led to the devaluation of humanities disciplines in favor of more practical fields, which promise direct career pathway and economic benefits. During periods of economic uncertainty, the pressure on educational institutions to justify the financial investment in humanity programs intensifies. Policymakers and educators have sometimes questioned the return on investment for students pursuing humanity degrees, given the perceived lack of clear career trajectories compared to fields like engineering or computer science. Moreover, the rapid advancement of technology and emphasis on innovation and technical skills in the 21st century have further fueled debates about relevance of humanity education. As industry increasingly prioritize technical expertise, the humanities have often been sidelined or considerably supplementary rather than essential to professional success. However, in recent years, there has been a significant shift in educational priorities, reflecting a growing recognition of the value of humanities across diverse fields, including medicine and business. This shift is driven by an increased understanding of limitations associated with purely technical uh, education. Sorry. In addressing the complex human-centered challenges that professionals encounter. In the fields of medicine, the integration of humanity has gained momentum as educators and practitioners recognize the importance of attributes such as empathy, ethical listening, and communication skills in patient care. In the business sector, there is a growing appreciation uh, for the role of humanities in developing critical management skills. Uh, the broader educational landscape is also witnessing a shift towards interdisciplinary approaches that combine technical and humanistic knowledges. This trend reflects a recognition that complex societal challenges, such as those posed by technological advancement and global interconnectedness, required multi-phase solutions that draw on diverse perspectives. The first 21st century job market presents several key challenges that have reshaped the landscape of employment, emphasizing the need for skills such as critical thinking, adaptability, and cultural literacy. These challenges arise from confluence of factors, including technological advancement, globalization, and evolving workplace dynamics. First, the demand for critical thinking has intensified due to the pervasive influence of automation and artificial intelligence. As these technologies transform industries, they often take over routine tasks, leaving complex problem solving and strategic decision making to human employee. Adaptability is another crucial skill in the modern job market. The rapid pace of technological change requires employees to continuously update their skills and adapt to new tools, processes, and market conditions. Finally, cultural literacy has become increasingly important in a globalized economy. Professions are often required to work in diverse teams and interact with international clients, necessitating an understanding of cultural nuances and effect cross-cultural communication. These challenges underscore the importance of educational approaches that approaches these skills. Notably, humanity education plays a significant role in cultivating critical thinking, adaptability, and cultural literacy. By focusing on human experience, ethical reasoning, and cultural context, humanities provides a foundation for graduates to thrive in a dynamic and interconnected job market. Uh, uh, the humanities as cornerstone of skill development. First, humanity disciplines such as literature, philosophy, and ethics encourage students to engage with diverse perspectives and question assumptions. Uh, Second, humanity education enhances problem-solving skills by encouraging creative approaches to problems. And programs that incorporate humanity into medical and dental education often include modules on communication skill, cultural competence, and ethical reasoning, which are vital for effective problem solving. Uh, Finally, the integration of humanity into medical and dental education is increasingly recognized for its benefits. Uh, However, challenges remain, such as a lack of standardization in curricula and limited robust evidence of long-term effects on proficiency. Despite these challenges, uh, positive correlation have been noted between humanity exposure and qualities like empathy, tolerance for ambiguity. Uh, Next, uh, for example, Columbia University's program in narrative medicine is pioneering initiatives that use narrative skills to enhance medical practice. And medical humanity program at University of Texas Health Science Center incorporates ethical reasoning, cultural competence, and humanistic analysis into medical education by offering courses in literature, philosophy, and ethics. And the iSchool's digital humanity programs uniquely blend information science with digital humanities, offering students a curriculum that merges technical skills with humanistic inquiry. This interdisciplinary approach equips students with the ability to analyze and interpret cultural data through digital means, preparing them for diverse roles in technology, academia, and cultural institutions. Uh, Integrating humanities into career education is increasingly recognized as critical for preparing students to navigate the complexities of a modern workforce. The following practical recommendations for educators and policymakers emphasize innovative curricula that address contemporary challenges and opportunities, supported by recent research articles. First, design courses that integrate humanity with STEM disciplines to address real-world issues like ethical implications of technology, environmental sustainability, and social justice. Second, ethical case studies from various fields can be incorporated to challenge students to engage with moral dilemma, enhancing their ethical reasoning and decision-making skills. Third, incorporate global issues and cultural studies to foster empathy and understanding of diverse perspectives. Finally, leverage technology to explore humanistic themes through digital humanities projects and develop rubrics to assess soft skills such as communication, teamwork, and empathy. This practice is supported by the need to evaluate the professional reflexivity fostered by humanity education, which is crucial for patient-centered care. Mm. But there is also suggestions for further research is as follows. Further research is needed to assess the role of humanity in developing cultural competence and global citizenship skills. Studies could examine how humanity curricula impact students' ability to engage with diverse population and global challenges. And systemic assessment how humanity education cultivate soft skills such as empathy, communication, and ethical reasoning, and it's essential. Research could focus on identifying specific pedagogies or practices that effectively develop these skills using both quantitative measures and qualitative insights from educators and employers. Thank you for listening this presentation. Thank you. My presentation is over. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Seoung-Hey. Well, as far as I understand and make clear, his main talk is about the career education with convergence education and also several topics which are challenging and providing a future-driven perspective on convergence education into career side with the humanities ideas and challenges. Thank you very much for your presentation, Mr. Seoung. And then now we have a second presenter. The name is Park Byung-yeol from the Dangung University. Right, okay. Dr. Park, yes, you have floor. Thank you. And you have 20 minutes, around 20 minutes presentation time. Thank you.
Thank you for introducing me, Dr. Kim. I'm Byung-yeol Park, a research professor in the Institute of Integrated Science Education of Dangung University. And I'm gonna share an example case of convergent education in higher education in Korea, which is about the project-based environmental service learning course. And this is not a kind of research study, but I want to share the example course that I applied for college students. Okay, let me start with the guideline outline. Yeah, this is for the outline, and here is the background of the study. Actually, as you can see in the screen, there's many pictures about the extreme weather, and there is, as you already experienced with the extreme weather these days, there are many different kind of extreme weathers, something like a heat wave, extreme heat, and heavy rain, flooding, and hurricane, and sea level rise. And this kind of extreme weather is also connected to the health and disease issues, which is kind of infectious disease and respiratory disease. And also these kind of issue also connected to the climate injustice and something like climate refugees as well. And okay, these kind of extreme weather and climate change issues means the present the extreme needs for interest and effort for the sustainable developments and growth. Actually, in 2015, the UN adopted the Sustainable Development Goals, which contains 17 goals, and we are currently focused on these 17 goals to apply these to curriculum and social interaction and many kind of activities in society. And also, we need to understand how the elements of the sustainability interact each other within society and the environment. And many types of global organizations focused on the highlighted the importance of the education for sustainable developments. And also there are needs for new approaches for action for transforming the society. Actually, in IPCC highlighted the nowadays this is not the normal situation. This is the emergency. So we have to do something differently. Yeah. And also many researchers are focused on integrative perspectives and collaboration each others to serve the environmental issues. And also this kind of collaboration should happens between the various stakeholders in many different areas. So these kind of needs, these are really for action and transforming society for the future and the next generation. But I feel like this is not for the next generation. And I mean, this is not just for the next generation. This is also for the current generation too. So this is our problem, I'd like to say, yeah. Okay, the course I want to present today is based on my experience during my PhD in the US. Let me briefly share this project. We call this project as an ECOPS project. Yeah, there are 3 different types of course: climate corps, stormwater corps, and climate change corps. These courses consist of 2 semesters. During the first semester, students focused on the academic subject contents and knowledge and skills. And then during the second semester, students apply what they learned during the first semester to solve the community issues they identified with community members. And then they developed the possible solutions to address these kind of environmental issues. Yeah. And I started this in 2019, and I did some kind of educational research with the students. Yeah, these are the publications, and just let me. These project is based on the service learning format. Let me explain what is the service learning. Actually, as you can see in the screen, service learning is a form of experiential learning in which schools, students, and communities share a learning process based on subject knowledge, service experience, and critical reflection, and collaborate to achieve a shared goal. And I applied this to my course to focus on the environmental issues. And there are 3 types of agent: school, students, community, and they shared knowledge and experience and learning to solve the community issues, and then finally they could grow together and community also can be developed and improved at the end. Okay, this is the specific of my my course, the project-based environmental service learning. This was applied to the Dangung University in Korea, and I applied this during last semester for 15 weeks. And the course title was Sustainable Earth and Our Choice. The course type was general elective. This means it was open to every major with 3 credits. And the teaching and learning type was place-based, problem-based, and project-based. At the end, there are the 20 students from many different types of areas applied for this course, and they are from music and arts school, business school, engineering, liberal arts, and education, ATS. Yeah. Here, 4 stages for the course flow. Yeah. I developed this course with 4 stages and the first stage is about understanding environmental knowledge and concept. In this stage, students learned about climate change and human life and dig into the environmental issues in real life. And also they focused on the contents area, which can help them to apply the possible solutions to solve the issues they identify. Yeah. And during the second stage, students use what they learned to identify environmental problems. In this stage, they analyze the data collected and they analyze the issues that was found in the community. So during this time, the students studied to interact with community members. And during the third stage, they developed informed possible solution. Actually, during this time, students applied. At the beginning, students searched possible solutions or previous solutions that other people applied. And then they discussed and more focused on what kind of solutions can be applied for their case. And during this time, students also interact with community members and they shared information or many resources each other. At the end, during the final stage, students developed a solution to address the issues they focused on. During this time, they could, it was not possible. It was not possible students correctly applied what they have, but it was also the process of learning through applying what they have to address a real world problem. And they also had a chance to reflect what they learned during this time for the next plan. And here is the 3 different type of pictures, which is also showing about the final presentation. Actually, I invited 4 professors as a rater, and students had a chance to share what they learned and what they have to serve and address the issues they identify. And here is the list of the 5 project team. Actually, 20 students made up with the 5 project teams, and they had their own topics to address. And let me share the specific for each of the project. Actually, do I have around 7 minutes, right? Yeah. Okay, maybe I have a limited time, so maybe I could share 3 or 4 among these. Okay, the first one is about anti-littering campaign for a clean lake initiative. In this team, students focused on the issues of throwing trash in to the public place. Actually, there was a Dongbek Lake park around the campus, and the students saw there was many presses around the park. So students collected data through interviewing people and had a survey related to this littering issue. And to address this issue, students developed board cartoons to show what is the problem in this park and let the people to think about how much this problem is important and why we should solve this. And then students develop the stickers to use for people to not to throw the trash in the public place, something like the public restroom or public rest area. Yes, at the end, the students use these stickers actual places that illegal littering place. Yeah, this is the first project, and this is the second project. The title of the second project team is cigarette promotion to reduce cigarette butt litter. Actually, you guys know there are many flooding issues during the heavy rain season, and the students in this team focused on the cigarette butt, which can cause the flooding during the heavy rain. So they searched how they could handle this issue, and they found that there was a kind of stickers, cigarette, which called a cigarette, that people can wrap the cigarette butts and put this back into the cigarette case. So this can help people not throw cigarette butts into the road. So students wanna have people know about this. So they develop the poster and share this poster in the smoking area and let the other students know about how this cigarette work. And also they suggest that this kind of products more popular to citizens, yeah, by suggesting this kind of policy to the local governments. Yeah, this is for the second project teams. And just let me share briefly about the title for the 3 to 5 project team. The third project team is about raising awareness about climate change and crop prices. In this case, students focused on the relationship between climate change and crop prices. So they analyzed the reason why the price of the crop is going higher. And they also make the expectations how this will go in the future, and then they develop the types of climate actions that people could apply. So they put this all information into this news card, and then they share this news card through the SNS. So they try to share this information to make to people as many as possible through using this SNS account. this is for the third project team. And here is the fourth project team, which is focusing on mitigating the impacts of invasive species on farmers. In this case, students developed the pamphlets to support farmers to prevent the invasive species the invasive species the influence on the persimmon farming. Yeah. And for the fifth project teams, in this case, students focused on you guys know, many companies has their own ESG team, and they focus on how the ESG team in local factory provide appropriate information. Yeah. So they wanna focus on how to share this information to other peoples. Yeah. And this is the impact of the course. Actually, at the end, after the semester, this course was introduced through the news magazine as a good example of environmental focused convergence education. And I asked students feedback by asking questions, and the students provided something like they didn't exactly know the specific kind of environmental issues, but during the course, they had many chance to dig into the problem deeply. And also, this kind of course provide them more practical experience, interact with other peoples from other major or outside of the university. Yeah. So sorry, I think I have to wrap it up. And this is the last slide. And here is the reference. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I want to share more details, but it's almost the time. Is that right? Okay.
Yes,
this is all I have. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Park. You keep on your presentation time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, and now we have our last presenter. The lady's name is Dr. Seoung-Hey. She also have around 20 minutes presentation time. Okay, Dr. Shin, are you ready to give your talk? Okay, you have floor. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Mihye Kim. I will be presenting on the topic enhancing meta-modeling knowledge through symbolic regression in physics classes. I am Mihye Kim, a postdoctoral researcher at the Scheleicher Research Literacy Center. This study was collaborated with teacher Jin-Seop Jang at Seoul National University. First, I will briefly explain symbolic regression. I will call it SR from now on. SR is a machine learning algorithm that finds mathematical equations that best fit the data. The advantage of this approach is that it allows for the derivation of optimal mathematical expressions directly from the data, without the need to define a model in advance. SR reveals relationship between variables, make it highly useful in physics classes as well as in scientific and engineering research. Below is a case study that deduced the lithium-ion transfer law into a mathematical formula. The importance of mathematical modeling in physics education has already been emphasized in numerous studies. Feynman stated that in the future development of science, we want more than just a formula. First, we have an observation, then we have numbers that we measure. Then we have a law which summarizes all the numbers. But the real glory of science is that we can find a way of thinking such that the law is evident. However, existing modeling education tends to focus on generating models, and it has been reported that sufficient education on meta-modeling knowledge, MMK, is lacking in school settings. MMK aims to understand the principles behind model creation and their significance, encouraging students to actively participate in modeling. This study incorporates elements of MMK, including nature of model, purpose of modeling, model multiplicity, model changeability, and we added purpose of mathematical modeling. This study emphasizes mathematical models that represent real-world phenomena through mathematics. Through mathematical modeling, students are expected to learn how mathematics can help explain and predict physical phenomena. This approach aims to help students understand physical concepts related to mathematical formulas, rather than passively deriving or memorizing physics equations. In recent science, the development of sensor and big data analysis technologies has popularized data-driven approaches. SR, as mentioned earlier, is an algorithm that derives equations that best fit the data, allowing students to derive mathematical equations based on the data they collect. Unlike the complex tools used by scientists' research, the tools used in this study are simple Python code based on Google Collaboratory. Our research questions are: what is the effective fixed instructional model centered on mathematical modeling using symbolic regression? What are the impacts of physics classes centered on mathematical modeling using symbolic regression on students' meta-modeling knowledge? We developed instructional model based on Ricky and Klein's AD model. We repeated the 5 stages of analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation in twice. In the first analysis stage, we conducted literature reviews and interviews with 2 in-service teachers. And we derived an initial instructional model. In design stage, we conducted expert validation tests. During the development stage, we created instructional materials, and the first field application was conducted at High School A. We gathered feedbacks from a student satisfaction survey and interviews with an observing teacher. We analyzed the feedbacks in the second analysis stage and developed the final instructional model. We then modified the instructional materials and conducted a second classroom implementation at High School B. We assessed students' MMK knowledge to evaluate the effectiveness of this course. I will now present the research results. In the first analysis stage, we derived 3 design principles, 12 instructional strategies, and 35 guidelines through interviews with 2 teachers and an extensive literature review. These are our design principles, and because of the short time, I cannot introduce all of the instructional strategies and guidelines. Please understand. Based on the teacher interviews and literature analysis result, we developed the first instructional model. The instructional model consists of MMK learning phase and problem solving through mathematical modeling. As you can see, during the mathematical modeling phase, students are guided to iteratively revise their hypotheses to refine their model. The initial instructional model design principle, strategies, and guidelines were reviewed by 6 experts for validation. These are the expert profiles. Validity and reliability scores were moderate according to expert validation results. And we developed instructional materials by reflecting expert detailed feedback. The instructional materials we developed include experimental videos, activity sheets, and symbolic regression code. The SR code is based on the FISO code by Tenachi et al. 2023. And we modified it, consider the students' level. The code is structured into sections for pre-processing, data pre-processing, transformation, typing operator and function candidates, symbolic regression, and visualization. This is the animate visualization simulation. In the first implementation phase, we conducted classes over 6 hours across 2 weeks with 18 high school students. The class topics were parabolic motion and damped oscillation. Students collected data from pre-recorded experiment videos using Tracker and analyzed it with the code we provided. An interview with the observing teacher about the first class implementation revealed that due to the time required for regression, there was little attempt to explain or predict phenomena using the regression equations, indicating that mathematical modeling did not fully occur. Additionally, some students expressed a desire for more detailed explanations about machine learning and the code, and others were dissatisfied with the SR code's long running time. Based on the evaluation results from the first class implementation, we revised the instructional model and materials. We decided to emphasize explanation and prediction phase. We then conducted classes over 8 hours with 25 female high school students at School B. This time, we conducted pre and post MMK test to assess their MMK methodology improvement. The MMK knowledge assessment tool was developed based on references from Schwartz and White. The 5 open-ended questions asked about the what is model in science, what is the purpose of using mathematical models in science, can there be multiple models for a single phenomenon? If so, why do you think that is? Can a model be modified or developed? If so, how can it be modified or developed? To evaluate responses, we developed a grading rubric based on various literature. A new category, purpose of mathematical modeling, was added after discussion among researchers. Responses were scored on a scale of 0 to 3, and t-test was conducted. The t-test results showed significant improvements in scores for model nature, model changeability, and the purpose of mathematical modeling. However, we found that model multiplicity scores decreased. A word frequency analysis in the student satisfaction survey showed that the word useful appeared most frequently. First, for example, one student commented like, it's a useful method to easily analyze large data sets. Efficiency and accuracy were also commonly mentioned. Students expected that SR could reduce cost and time in scientific research while increasing accuracy. Words like interesting, impressive, learning more about machine learning, using it in other research areas, and difficult to understand were 3 mentioned. And the word modern were mentioned 2 times. Now it's time to discuss and conclude the research result. The significant improvement in understanding of model changeability and the purpose of mathematical modeling among students at the second school who experienced the final instructional model demonstrates the potential of physics classes using SR. Students were able to iteratively refine models by comparing raw data with regression equations through dynamic simulations, which likely influenced their understanding of model changeability. Additionally, before the course, students regarded math as merely a calculation tool, but by the end, they recognized its explanatory power. Many students also find it interesting to experience a data-driven scientific approach, contrasting with the traditional theory-deductive approach. However, the decrease in awareness of model multiplicity can be associated with our instructional approach. Observing the regression formulas determination coefficient approaching 1, students might have perceived that there is a correct model. Also, since both parabolic motion and damped oscillation can derive general solutions from Newton's law, students might have inferred that there is a single correct model. In conclusion, to maximize the effectiveness of physics classes using SR, it is essential to provide opportunities to freely explore diverse phenomena outside the textbook. Additionally, care should be taken not to instill the misconception that our scientific knowledge can be constructed from data-driven approaches. It is crucial to continuously emphasize the varied nature of scientific knowledge construction. This is my last slide. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Seoung-Hey. She gave many interesting points on the physical education implication with mathematical ideas. Anyway, thank you very much for three presenters on session 3. So we finished a little bit earlier. However, I have 2 announcements. So and now I just left the message for the next session. The next session is a roundtable discussion, which will take 1.5 hours with different Zoom. So I now left the Zoom address, Zoom URL link, not this Zoom link. You need exit this Zoom link, and then we log in to the Zoom link information I just left in the chatting box. And on the program, we will have a 10 minutes break before next session, which I just mentioned is a roundtable discussion. Anyway, I really appreciate for participating this session from the floor, including 3 presenters. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in the next session. Thank you.